It was day 7 of the great societal unraveling when Dennis woke up this morning. He lay in his bed, but for a moment contemplating staying there a bit longer. No, there was too much to do today. What time was it anyway? The sun was up, but either it's overcast or it's early in the day to be getting up. 5 a.m. Oh, Lord, Dennis groaned to himself as he looked for a shirt to wear today. He wasn't much of a morning person, but he always got up and got moving when he was required to. He stood bleary-eyed in front of a cabinet he used for his closet and began looking for a shirt to wear today. Ordinarily, he would have just grabbed one of what he called his Florida shirts, which were a casual button-up type of dress shirt that featured some kind of nautical theme like saltwater fish prints or palm trees. Today was different, though, in many ways, and he opted to start wearing a different style of everyday wear. The world was a different place now. It wasn't just that the climate was getting cooler that made him ponder wearing some different clothes. It was time for him to adopt a new fashion. The fashion of the apocalypse, he said to himself with a slight grin. Well, he certainly had the clothes for it. He probably had every kind of military surplus camouflage shirt there was, as well as a couple of civilian camo-pattern ones. He also had a pretty good selection of what he called his city-neutral clothes, which were dark shades and earth tones like coyote brown. He had a faded olive drab vest, which had a hidden pocket to conceal his full-size 9mm, as well as a bunch of pockets for survival gear and extra mags that didn't really stand out any more than a fishing vest would in the country, but he wasn't going there yet. He chose instead to wear a long-sleeved blue-green shirt from some foreign military and put on a belly-band holster underneath it to hold his 17-shot 9mm Astra. He picked his small 9mm Kel-Tec 6-shot up off the nightstand and put it in the front pocket of his blue jeans. A quick check in the mirror to see if either of the pistols was printing too much, and he went to check on his mom. She was already up and had the coffee on by using a Coleman propane stove he had shown her how to use last night. Good! Looks like she had gotten over her fears of that stove, he thought as he greeted her and said good morning. "Morning, Dennis. Did I wake you?" she asked. "No, I was getting up already. Thanks for making the coffee." "See, that thing isn't as bad as you thought," Dennis said, going to pour him a cup. "It really isn't hard to use at all, but I have never been around one before," his mom said, settling in a chair at the dining room table. "Good coffee. Did you sleep okay?" Dennis said, sitting down across from her. "Not really. I got to get used to that bed. That mattress is so soft. I can't believe that's the same mattress and springs you inherited from your grandmother and never replaced them," she said fussily. "Time and money, Mom. When I had the money, I didn't have the time, and vice versa. Besides, I like the feel of that bed. It's still pretty comfortable to me," Dennis said, reminding her he had given up his own bed to her, and now he was forced to sleep on a day bed in the second bedroom, which was about the size of a big walk-in closet. "I might try that day bed of yours later and give you back your room," his mom began before Dennis interrupted. "You can try it, but I sort of like our arrangement of rooms. So don't say you like it if you don't," Dennis said, thinking that for security purposes he liked being that close to the back and front doors, and unless you knew the lay of the house, it was hard to pinpoint that bedroom from the outside. "Wouldn't that room be warmer in winter being closer to the wood stove?" she asked. "You would think so, but it's not. That utility room it connects to doesn't have much insulation, and it leaks cold into the house. That's the reason I put that thermoelectric eco fan on top of the stove, pointing at it at night. Otherwise it doesn't get that warm," Dennis concluded. "Well, we will sort out sleeping arrangements later. What projects are you going to be working on today?" his mom asked, and then looked out the front window, surveying the scenery. "Good question. I think that I am going to try to burn off the raised beds in the garden today if they are dried out enough. If not, then I'm going to till up a couple beds and put in some buckwheat and chickpea. That crop can be used as green manure and tilled in, or we might be eating it if need be.